What if a single phrase, dropped casually at a press conference, could send the entire NFL spinning into chaos? That's exactly what happened when Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders leaned into the microphone, flashed that trademark smile, and uttered four words that detonated across the football universe. "We'll see what happens." Those words weren't just filler. They carried the weight of rumors, speculation, and an $80 million storm brewing out west with the Las Vegas Raiders. Within minutes, the sports world wasn't just talking about Sanders' future. They were questioning the future of the NFL itself. The atmosphere inside that press conference was tense, almost suffocating. Reporters knew something bigger was hiding behind Sanders' carefully measured tone. For weeks, whispers of the Raiders' pursuit had dominated headlines, but the quarterback himself had remained quiet. This time, however, he didn't dodge. He didn't shut it down. Instead, he dropped a line vague enough to be safe, but explosive enough to ignite every rumor mill from ESPN to TIKTOK. His smile suggested composure, but insiders claimed it was calculated, a message delivered with precision. Sanders wasn't just answering questions. He was setting the stage for a saga that could reshape the league's balance of power. Within hours, hashtags surged to the top of Twitter. Clips of his smirk and phrasing dominated Instagram reels. TikTok creators analyzed his body language frame by frame, speculating whether he was hinting at an exit. And across sports talk radio, one sentiment echoed relentlessly. This wasn't a slip. This was strategy. By the time the press conference wrapped, it was clear. Sanders hadn't simply addressed speculation, he had lit the fuse of one of the most dramatic quarterback storylines in years. Behind the neon lights of Las Vegas, whispers have grown into something much louder. A full-blown pursuit that insiders claim could be worth an unprecedented $80 million. For a rookie quarterback, that figure doesn't just bend the rules of NFL business, it smashes them entirely. Traditional salary structures don't account for this kind of commitment. The Raiders, however, aren't operating within tradition. They see Sanders not only as a potential franchise quarterback, but also as the centerpiece of a cultural and financial transformation. His jersey sales alone rival established veterans. His social media reach makes him a marketing juggernaut. To Vegas ownership, this isn't just about football. It's about spectacle, entertainment, and the chance to make the Raiders the league's most talked-about brand. Head coach Josh McDaniels is rumored to be pushing hard internally, arguing that Sanders' skill set perfectly matches his offensive system. The Raiders have the receivers, the infrastructure, and the desperate need for quarterback stability. What they lack is the face of the franchise, someone who can deliver wins on the field and visibility off of it. Sanders fits that description better than anyone they could draft or sign. But $80 million at this stage isn't just risky, it's unprecedented. A single investment of that magnitude could either propel the Raiders into contention or bury them under expectations they'll never live up to. That's why the NFL world is watching this move with wide eyes, because it has the potential to shift the entire market. And before we dive deeper, here's a quick ask from us to you. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit subscribe right now. Subscribing is the best way to keep up with insider-level stories that go beyond the headlines, and it helps us grow this channel so we can bring you even more high-quality content. Tap the like button if you want to see more deep dives into the biggest NFL controversies, and leave a comment with your thoughts on whether the Raiders should really gamble everything on Sanders. Your engagement doesn't just support us, it tells the algorithm that these kinds of stories matter. While the Raiders plot their aggressive move, Cleveland finds itself cornered in a nightmare scenario. Ownership, led by Jimmy Haslam, has been described as stunned by the rapid escalation of rumors. For them, Sanders isn't just a quarterback. He's the franchise's blueprint for the next decade. Drafting him wasn't just about adding a player, it was about realigning the entire organization around his talent and star power. Now, with Sanders' loyalty in question, the Browns are staring down the possibility of losing their centerpiece before his foundation has even set. Inside the building, the tension is palpable. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has reportedly been struggling to maintain authority while speculation mounts. General manager Andrew Berry has been pushing for proactive contract extension talks, but insiders say he's trapped between ownership panic and front office paralysis. Meanwhile, teammates have allegedly expressed quiet sympathy for Sanders, recognizing both his talent and his frustration with the franchise's instability. It's a storm with no easy exit, and Cleveland knows it, because if Sanders walks, the entire organization's credibility collapses. This isn't just about money, it's about identity. The Browns invested everything into Sanders, even restructuring their marketing campaigns around his image. Losing him now would represent not just a personnel failure, but an existential crisis. In Cleveland, this has gone far beyond a contract dispute. It's survival. All of this chaos would mean nothing if Shedeur Sanders wasn't performing at an elite level. But make no mistake, the skills are very real. Reports from training camp describe pinpoint accuracy, highlight reel deep balls, and a level of improvisation that compensates for Cleveland's shaky offensive line. His leadership, too, has already impressed veterans, with many praising how naturally he stepped into the role of franchise cornerstone. This isn't a case of hype outpacing reality. Sanders has shown he can deliver on the field. Yet what separates him from other young quarterbacks isn't just his play, it's his brand. With a massive social following, endorsement deals, and a documentary presence, Sanders has positioned himself as more than an athlete. He's a market force. He understands the dynamics of leverage, the power of perception, and how to turn every headline into negotiating capital. His father, the legendary Dion Coach Prime Sanders, has openly preached the importance of knowing your worth. That mentality has clearly rubbed off. When Sanders smiles through the media chaos, it's not nerves, it's calculation. This dual identity, star quarterback and business mogul in the making, makes him uniquely powerful. And that's exactly why both the Browns and Raiders know they aren't just fighting over a player. They're fighting over a phenomenon. The ripple effects of this saga are already reshaping the league. NFL executives privately admit they've never seen a rookie wield this kind of leverage. If Sanders secures anything close to the rumored $80 million, it sets a new standard that will echo through every negotiation for years to come. Rookie quarterbacks, long expected to wait their turn and prove themselves before earning generational wealth, may suddenly see a new path. Immediate empowerment. Owners fear it, agents dream of it, and every front office is scrambling to figure out how to prepare. The timing couldn't be more disruptive. Just a few years ago, Deshaun Watson's fully guaranteed contract shook the NFL's financial model. Now, Sanders threatens to push the envelope even further. This isn't just about one player's payday. It's about shifting the balance of power away from ownership and toward young athletes who understand the modern landscape. The fear isn't just financial, it's cultural. A precedent like this would tell every rookie, your value isn't defined by patience, it's defined by leverage. League insiders are already whispering, this changes everything moving forward. If they're right, the Sanders saga won't just decide the fate of the Raiders and Browns. It could rewrite the rules of how the NFL operates. At its heart, this drama isn't just financial, it's philosophical. The Cleveland Browns represent the old NFL, a franchise that emphasizes hierarchy, patience, and the slow development of its stars. They believe quarterbacks earn their power through seasons of steady growth. On the other hand, the Raiders embody the new era. In Las Vegas, football isn't just a game. It's entertainment, it's branding, it's spectacle. To them, a quarterback like Sanders isn't just a roster piece. He's the face of a billion-dollar empire. This cultural clash is what makes the story so compelling. Sanders stands at the intersection of two competing visions for the NFL. In Cleveland, he's expected to play within the system, to respect the chain of command, and to focus on football above all else. In Las Vegas, he would be celebrated not just for his arm, but for his Instagram followers, his endorsement deals, and his ability to sell tickets. These aren't just different strategies, they're different worlds. And Sanders knows it. Every public word, every subtle pause is weighed carefully, not just against football strategy, but against the business of being a modern athlete. To some, it looks like arrogance. To others, it's vision. But either way, it's clear this isn't just about where he plays. It's about what kind of league the NFL wants to be. So where does this all lead? Right now, three possible paths dominate the conversation. In the first scenario, the Browns do the obvious. Lock Sanders down with a massive extension and put the rumors to rest. But insiders caution that this may only be a temporary fix, delaying the inevitable tug-of-war with Las Vegas. In the second scenario, the Raiders push harder, escalating their offer and forcing Cleveland into a bidding war that tests the limits of NFL contract precedent. And in the third, perhaps the most dangerous, Sanders keeps his position intentionally vague, maximizing leverage while letting the two franchises battle it out in the public eye. None of these outcomes are simple. Each one carries risks that could ripple across the league. If Sanders stays, does Cleveland truly regain control, or is the power dynamic forever changed? If he leaves, does Las Vegas become the new epicenter of NFL attention, while the Browns spiral into another painful rebuild? And if he continues to play both sides, does the NFL itself face a reckoning with how much power young athletes can truly wield? The truth is, every option comes with fallout. And that's why executives, players, and fans are all watching this saga with bated breath. Because the resolution won't just decide Sanders' future, it will define the next chapter of professional football. What started as a single press conference answer has now become one of the most explosive stories in professional sports. The Raiders are ready to gamble their future on Sanders. The Browns are scrambling to hold their foundation together. And the NFL, whether it admits it or not, is bracing for a market revolution that could shift the balance of power between players and organizations forever. Sanders isn't just a quarterback in this story. He's a test case for the future of the league itself. And here's the question we'll leave you with. Are we witnessing the birth of a new NFL era, one where rookies command leverage never seen before? Or will the league push back, forcing Sanders into the same mold as those who came before him? The answer may not come tomorrow, but when it does, the fallout will be seismic. If you've made it this far, you're exactly the type of viewer we're creating this channel for. So here's the call. Subscribe now to stay ahead of the curve. Like this video if you want more deep dives into the controversies reshaping sports, and drop a comment with your take on whether the Browns can survive this storm, or if Vegas will succeed in rewriting history. Every like, comment, and subscription pushes this channel higher in the algorithm. And that support means we can keep bringing you the stories the mainstream won't tell in full. Don't miss the next chapter. Because if Sanders' saga has proven anything, it's that the story is far from over.